There's a moment, right before your life falls apart, where everything still looks normal. The wine is flowing. The music's low in the background. Someone's laughing too loud in the kitchen. And the person who's about to gut you emotionally is sitting right beside you, smiling like nothing's wrong. That was me. Friday night. Game night. Just another fun evening with friends. Until one sentence dropped like a grenade into the room. And I finally saw her for who she really was. My name's Mark. I'm 30 years old, and I used to think I was one of the lucky ones. I met Rachel when I was 22. She wasn't just magnetic, she was gravity. People circled her like planets, and I was no different. She had this way of making you feel chosen. Like, out of the whole world, she'd picked you. And when someone like her picks you, you hold on, even when your hands start to bleed. We moved fast. Lived together by year 2. Got a dog. Bought matching mugs. Made Google calendars together. Our life looked like the kind of love people envy from the outside. But from the inside, it was like living in a house with mirrors. Everything looked right, until you stepped too close and realized none of it was real. She kept her phone on Do Not Disturb every night. Took calls on the balcony, even in the dead of winter. Stopped initiating anything intimate around year 3. And always found a way to make me feel guilty for asking questions. You don't trust me? You're being paranoid. I'm just stressed from work. And I believed her. Because when you love someone deeply, you don't look for exits. You build excuses, brick by brick. Then came the night. 6 of us. Pizza, beers, and a card game called Bad Choices. The game is simple. Draw a question. Answer honestly. It's supposed to be funny, stupid confessions, awkward laughs. We'd played it before. But this time, the game pulled a different kind of card. Josh, one of my oldest friends, picked it up, read it aloud, and laughed. All right. Who here has ever cheated and never told the person? Everyone groaned. Typical. Rachel gave a theatrical gasp and nudged my arm playfully. Oh, this one's messy. We all chuckled. Someone took a sip. I looked down to pick my next card. And then Josh, a little drunk, a little too relaxed, said the sentence that changed everything. Didn't Rachel cheat on Mark a few years ago? The room froze. I looked up. Rachel's smile cracked in half. What? Josh blinked, confused. You told us, remember? At that bar? Guy from your office? We thought it was over by now. You could feel it, the silence, like air being sucked out of the room. Rachel went pale. Her jaw clenched. And in that moment, her silence said more than any denial ever could. I stood up. Not angrily. Not dramatically. Just empty. Walked out the front door. Left the laughter, the game, the woman I thought I knew, all of it behind. Because right then, I understood one thing with total clarity. This wasn't the end of our relationship. It was the beginning of my investigation. The night I walked out, Rachel didn't follow. She stayed inside, probably hoping it would blow over, that I'd cool off, come back, laugh it off like I always did. But this time was different. Because this time, I wasn't confused. I was focused. I drove around for an hour with no destination. Just me and the sick realization echoing in my head. She cheated. Years ago. And never told me. And if she could lie about that for years, what else was she hiding? That question. It didn't eat me alive, it sharpened me. So I went home, sat in my car, and started planning. Rachel was asleep when I walked back in. Or pretending to be. I didn't care. I played the role, brushed my teeth, climbed into bed without saying a word. But inside, I was already building a file on her. The next morning, she acted like nothing happened. Pancakes. Casual smiles. Kisses on the cheek. Game night got weird. Huh? She laughed. Josh is such an idiot when he's drunk. I didn't respond. Because I wasn't interested in arguments anymore. I was interested in evidence. I already knew her passcode. She changed it once, but I'd seen it over her shoulder months ago. She didn't know that I knew. So when she went to take a shower that afternoon, I opened her phone. Heart pounding. Fingers trembling. What I found didn't just confirm the cheating. It made my stomach turn. There were folders in her photo gallery, hidden with generic names, recipes, receipts, old projects. Inside? Screenshots. Messages. Pictures. She hadn't cheated once. She'd been doing it for years. Different names. Different faces. Some flings lasted weeks. Others months. One man she'd been messaging for over a year while we were apartment hunting. And every time I'd asked her if something felt off, she made me feel guilty. I backed everything up. Every message. Every image. Every timestamp. I copied the entire archive to a hidden drive, labeled it with a fake folder name, and uploaded it to cloud storage, double encrypted. Because I knew I'd need it later. This wasn't about just breaking up. This was about exposing the truth, not just to me, but to everyone who ever watched her play innocent. But first, I wanted her to see me smile, to feel safe, to believe she'd gotten away with it. So for the next week, I played along. I held her hand, told her I loved her, laughed at her jokes. And every night, I added more files to my collection. Because the woman I loved, she didn't exist. But the woman she was about to be revealed. In front of everyone. The plan was already in motion. All I needed was the perfect setting, and a room full of people who once believed the same lie I did. Our next game night was the moment I'd been waiting for. Same apartment, same friends, same table where I once laughed with her, believing I knew who she was. But this time, I wasn't there to play games. I was there to end one. Rachel was radiant that night, confident, effortlessly charming, like always. She poured wine, cracked jokes, leaned on me like she'd never done a thing wrong. And maybe that's what disgusted me most, how easy it was for her to pretend. But I wasn't pretending. Not anymore. Halfway through the evening, I stood up. Before we start tonight's game, I said, calm and steady, there's something I want to show everyone. Rachel's smile faltered, just slightly. I connected my laptop to the TV, opened a folder labeled Vacation Photos, and pressed play. The screen lit up. First slide. A message from Rachel to someone named Travis. He's working late again. Come over after 9. The room went silent. Rachel stared at the screen, eyes widening. I didn't stop. Next image, a photo of her, barely dressed, clearly taken in our apartment. Dated the exact night she told me she was at her sister's house. No one said a word. Another slide. A string of messages to a man saved as Z. Last night was amazing. We have to be more careful though. He still has no idea. I turned toward Rachel. You want to keep pretending this never happened? I asked. Because I have hundreds more. She stood up. What the hell are you doing? Her voice cracked. This is insane. You went through my phone. No, I said. I went through my life. And I finally saw the truth. She started crying. Accused me of humiliating her. Tried to turn the attention away from the evidence. Tried to reach for sympathy. But no one was listening. Not anymore. One by one, our friends got up. Some looked disappointed. Others angry. But no one stood beside her. The people she used to charm. They were now watching her unravel. One friend walked past me on his way out. You didn't deserve that, he said. None of it. Rachel didn't speak again. She just stood there. The room emptying around her. The screen behind her filled with proof. And nothing left to say. The next morning, I packed a bag. I left the keys on the counter. Left her with the walls she built her lies inside. And when I walked away, I didn't feel angry. I felt clear. Because the truth had been dragged into the light. And she had no shadows left to hide in. The hardest part wasn't the truth. It was the silence that followed. After everything came out, after I left, after her friends stopped replying, after the shared playlists and framed photos and inside jokes were deleted, the world didn't explode. It just got quiet. And I had to learn how to live in that quiet again. Rachel tried reaching out. Once, twice, then dozens of times. Text messages at first, then emails, then voicemails I never listened to. You overreacted. I didn't mean to hurt you. Can we please just talk? But she never said she was sorry. She said she missed the life we had. Not me. And that told me everything I needed to know. I moved out within the week. Found a smaller apartment. No memories in the walls. No lipstick stains on wine glasses I didn't touch. It was empty. Cold. But honest. That's something I hadn't felt in a long time. Honesty. No more pretending to be happy. No more rationalizing someone else's cruelty as just a phase. No more doubting my own gut. One night, I sat on the floor, eating takeout from a cardboard box, staring at the wall. And I realized I wasn't grieving her. I was grieving the version of myself who believed in her. The man who said, I trust you, while she sent someone else hotel room numbers. The one who gave her 100 second chances, while she gave me half-truths and digital ghosts. That man. He died the moment I hit play on the screen. And I don't miss him. Weeks passed. Then months. I started sleeping better. Laughing again. Trusting people again. Not easily, not blindly, but slowly. The pain didn't vanish. But it stopped controlling the room. People ask me now, would you do it all over again? Would you go back and erase her? And my answer is always the same. No. Because she taught me something I couldn't have learned any other way. She taught me how to listen to silence. How to trust my instincts. How to stop explaining away someone else's betrayal just because I was afraid to be alone. This isn't a story about her anymore. It's about what survived. Me. And that's enough.